All right. Welcome back to another Critics Collective episode. I'm Legacy Lingo, and today we will be reviewing Red One, the new holiday action film starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Chris Evans, Lucy Liu, and J.K. Simmons. All right. Now, before we get into our review, if you guys do enjoy our in-depth discussions about all things media, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and join the collective community. Every little interaction helps the channel grow, and it helps us continue to bring you the content that we love to bring you. All right, so the Red One synopsis goes as follows per IMDB. After Santa Claus, codenamed Red One, is kidnapped, the North Pole's head of security must team up with the world's most infamous bounty hunter in a globe-trotting, action-packed mission to save Christmas. Let's go ahead and get right into this review. I had the pleasure of seeing this a little bit early, so I'm glad to give it to you. My initial impression when I first saw this trailer was that this was an interesting take on a holiday film. I liked the premise. I was like, okay, this could be interesting. But a large part of me was also worried that it was going to be quirky and miss the mark, not hold me, be a little too Christmassy, too corny. Now, if you guys know me, it's not that I don't like Christmas, because I know in past reviews it seemed like I don't like Christmas. It's not that I don't like Christmas. I just don't like Christmas movies. Okay, I just feel like they pour it on a little too thick. They sometimes they overdo it, or they miss the mark, or the message is just not realistic to to how you make people better people. I'll just leave it at that. All right, now if I get into my highs and lows, I actually want to start with my lows. Shout out to the Dad Panther, because I'm still in his style. So as far as Red One goes, my lows are that even though they had an answer for almost everything, there was an exception to a situation. There was a situation that developed based on a character being put in another situation that would have spawned an just as epic of a situation, in my opinion. Okay, I don't want to spoil anything and say which character, because then you'll be looking for it. But there's a situation that spawns another situation, and it's just too easily looked over. It's just too easily warmed over. And it's not as tight as everything else that was mentioned or answered in the film, writing wise. So that was a bit of a low for me. It kind of took me out. Like, are you after all of this, you're just gonna warm over that? So that was a bit of a low for me. Another low for me with this film was that the final fight scene, with all of the special effects they had throughout the entire movie, they were at a certain quality. It was a certain visual. The final fight scene fell short as far as letting you see it. It was very dark, and I felt like it was darker than it needed to be. I felt like that was a trick to kind of hide that the CG wasn't exactly where they wanted to be, or hide their flaws, or maybe they didn't have the budget to maximize it and get it as tight as they need to be. Now, don't get me wrong, it looked good, but it looked good extra dark. I would like to have seen it a little bit more light, a little bit more detail. It was like they were almost hiding their work. So that was a bit of an issue for me. But with that being said, that's actually all I have for lows. So I'm going to get into my highs. Surprise, surprise. Get into my highs. This film, overall, like going back to the first low I had, it kind of shared a point. Everything that they mentioned, everything that they brought up, it had an answer to it. They kept circling back, and the writing was super tight, which is why it gave me that low in that one situation, because they kind of dismissed it. And I felt like, man, after all of this great way of, like, as soon as I notice something, they bring it back and they answer it, or they address it. It was such very good writing as far as bringing everything to full circle, except for that one situation. I was like, man, this is really good. So there was also a high for me that they were able to do it throughout the majority of the film. All right. Now, one of the things I really loved about the film is that they're showing the reality of how nasty people are, especially in this day and age, especially after the month we just started. You're seeing a difference of people, opinion, personalities. They're showing you that a lot of people are out there. They're not deserving. They don't deserve the gift of Christmas. That Christmas, the thing that Christmas is supposed to bring, the joy and the positivity. A lot of people are out there fighting over gifts. A lot of people are out there yelling at people that work at the stores, acting entitled. And they were showing you that Christmas, a lot of the people today don't deserve it. And I love that they called that out. Another high for me was that it wasn't, this film, with all of even though it was an action film, it wasn't all about The Rock being the action hero. the element of him being a hero was definitely there, but it wasn't the primary focus. And when I saw the trailer, I thought this was going to be just another opportunity for The Rock to be a badass, and that it was, they were going to get lost in that. But the actual plot of them trying to save Christmas and Santa Claus being the focus, saving Christmas being the focus, not just The Rock being an action hero. I thought they did it well. It balanced perfect. Also, the level of details that they put with the different organizations and their acronyms, the thought process, whoever created this, I thought every time they came up with something, I just laughed. I was like, okay. And I'm talking about the practical things like the word E.L.F. It actually is an acronym for a certain position, part of a certain organization. Things of that nature were coming left and right. And I was like, okay, whoever put this together really thought it through. And that's all I could ask for in a film like this, especially even though it's fiction. A lot of people get lost in the fact that they can just easily just throw out something, you just accept it because it's not real. But they were trying to keep it as real as possible, giving you that feeling. And as they called the movie Red One, it's almost like the president. He's in Air Force One, things of that nature. The way they were treating it, the security, Secret Service style. I loved it. Everything about it and the different organizations they were working with. I thought they thought it out it was very thorough, and it was done very well. The level of investigation was done well. The way that they were figuring out how to move forward, how to track things, everything was making sense. Again, the writing was done well. The writing was tight, and I was just really impressed with this movie overall. And my last high is the overall message of the film was well received. The overall message was that it's never too late to become a good person. And I feel like this is the kind of message that needs to be pushed all the time, especially with these Christmas movies. It's not just about having the Christmas spirit. The fact that it's never too late to become a good person. I know that a lot of films have been pushing this over the years, but this was a great way to get that message in by how, you mix it in with some action and this adventure, and you're drawn in a different crowd other than your typical Christmas lovers, and I feel like they did a good job of mixing it with the positive message, with the action adventure, with the writing. Everything was good. Now, I'm ready to give this thing a rating, but before I do so, if you guys are watching, make sure you in the comments let us know what you would rate this. Okay, remember we have the 5-point accolade system, so let us know in the comments how many accolades you would give it. Now, I do have a bit of a surprise for you guys, somewhat of a new graphic. So I finally got a graphic. The accolades, remember, we're giving them out as if they are trophies. Okay, and our rating system, it goes as follows. All right, so. All right, this is our accolade. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Critics Collective Accolade Trophy. One day I might actually hand these out. But 5 accolades is excellent. Must watch, highly recommended for our viewers. 4 is good, worth watching, but has notable flaws. 3 accolades, average. Some enjoyable moments, but lack significant impact. 2 accolades, below average. Some redeeming qualities, but generally disappointing. 1 accolade, poor quality, not recommended. And 0 accolades, horrible, absolute trash. Yes. So based on everything I said here, I think it was pretty obvious that I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. And I'm going to actually give it a 4. I'm going to give it 4 accolades, saying that it was good, worth watching. It does have a notable flaw, not many. I was very close to giving it a 5, but that one situation that warmed over, it just would have been perfect if they would have actually acknowledged that a little bit better and actually closed off that story instead of kind of leaving it hanging and just acting like everybody will be okay. It would have been perfect. I would have gave it 5 accolades, but four accolades is what I'm going to give it today. 4 accolades. So there you have it. The Red One, it is in theaters now. Okay. If you guys definitely think that this review is going to motivate you to go see it, let me know in the comments. And once you do see it, come back and let me know how many accolades you give it. We're definitely looking forward to having those discussions. All right. And if you guys enjoyed today's episode, make sure you share this video, keep the conversation going. Every little interaction helps. Hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, and join the collective community. All right. So thank you for joining us again for another Critics Collective episode. This was Red One, the holiday film, which you can find in theaters now. I'm Legacy Lingo, and we will see you on the next one.